Welcome to this episode of Best of America by Horseback. I'm Tom C. This week we're going to take you to our home state of Virginia. There's a place called Chincoteague Island, and if it sounds familiar, you may have heard of the book Misty of Chincoteague. It was about a pony that was made into a movie with Walt Disney, and millions of children have read that book. But there's an ongoing tradition here of an annual pony swim where they take great care of these ponies throughout the year, and then they drive them across in July, and they have an auction, and that auction supports the community, the fire department, and a whole host of things in this community. What's so fascinating about Chincoteague Island not only is the ponies and the history and the care of the ponies and what they do for the community and what the community does for them, but it's also a way of life here. Anywhere you go, these gentle, kind people make you feel welcome. Children riding bicycles without fear anywhere on the island. We're going to introduce you to some of the people behind the scenes of the Pony Roundup, how all of this works, also the Chamber of Commerce. People come here year-round for a whole host of events. You're going to really want to come visit here. This is one of those perfect getaway places for horse people, people who want to kayak, fish, hike, or just a family gathering. This is just the getaway to come to right here in Virginia. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy the very best of America, Chincoteague Island in Virginia.
Part of this show is brought to you by Tucker Trail Saddles, the world's finest trail saddles and equipment company. By Mill Creek Manure Spreaders, clean stalls in half the time with half the work. By CSI Saddle Pads, designed for your horse's comfort and performance in mind. The difference is amazing. And by Spurs Big Fix, wound, skin, and hoof. The more you use it, the more you'll love it.
Back at the event venue, East Fork Stables. Have you ever been to Racking on the Edge? The Highlands, in the dream business. Air-conditioned ridge-top horse trails. Out your back door. Tennessee. 4 beautiful seasons. A short, often warm winter. No state income tax. Low property taxes. The Highlands or White Oak. Enough said. Thanks.
On this episode of Best of America by Horseback, Tom C. is on Chincoteague Island for the 90th Annual Pony Penning and Swim. Chincoteague Island is a serene seaside community on Virginia's eastern shore with only 3,000 residents. But every July, thousands of visitors flock to Chincoteague Island to watch the famous pony penning and enjoy the Fireman's Carnival. Wild ponies have inhabited Assateague Island for hundreds of years. It is believed ponies originated on the island from a shipwrecked Spanish galleon. The large number of shipwrecks off the coast of Virginia, together with the fact that it was very common for ships to be transporting ponies to the colonies or South America, makes it very likely the ponies originally came to Assateague from a shipwrecked vessel. Penning began as a way for livestock owners to round up, claim, or break their loose herds. By the 1700s, it had become an annual event, complete with plenty of revelry for the entire community.
A lot of people don't realize that the pony swim really is to raise funds for the fire department. How did that start?
Well, we had a devastating fire back in the early 20s and burnt half the town down. And before the founding fathers could get their act together to start a fire department, the other half burnt down. Group of guys got together, they passed the hat and came up with a starting budget of $4.16, and that's how the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company got started. We came into ownership of the ponies a little while after that, and it was thought that, hey, let's do the pony swim and do the auction and everything, and we'll see if we can raise money for the fire company. And when Marguerite Henry wrote the book Misty, that really put us on the map and really just blew this event wide open.
The book, as it was written, it was based on a true story, and I think Marguerite Henry pretty much kept close to what the true story was. It was a family, the children were orphaned, and the grandparents were raising the children, Paul and Maureen Beebe. The children fell in love with this pony on Assateague and wanted to purchase it, and did all kinds of odd jobs to find ways to do that. When they were swimming across, Misty was a small pony, and the pony was in distress, so Paul jumped in and helped save the pony. So that's why they fell in love with that pony. And then when they got the money together, apparently the horse got sold to someone else, and the person that bought the pony also won the first pony that came across, so they decided they liked that one better than Misty, and ended up selling Misty to Paul and Maureen.
I read the book Misty of Chincoteague, and I've always loved Chincoteague, and I've always wanted to come. It's like a dream come true.
This is our first time to the pony swim.
Yeah, did you read the book Misty of Chincoteague?
Yes.
So you grew up on that.
And my daughter's looking forward to reading the book.
Wonderful. How was your first experience? You trekked the mud to come out to watch the pony swim?
It was a really phenomenal experience. We found this phenomenal spot and the ponies swam across right to us.
How many years you been doing this?
This is my 26th year. Yeah.
You're as excited as any of the kids. You enjoy this.
It is. It's every year, and every year it's different, and it's very exciting. These riders, they come from North Carolina, mainly in Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania. It's kind of a fraternity. It's kind of a reunion for these guys.
I've been riding over here about 25 years, I guess, something like that. As a matter of fact, the first pony I ever had, Dad bought for me over here. I was 9 years old. Of course, the 9-year-old kid's tickled to death to have his first pony, and I've been having them ever since.
What will we see? What's happening now?
We're waiting for the Coast Guard to give us the signal, which is a red flare that they will shoot up in the air that the slack tide is here, and the ponies will be driven across the marsh. They'll get right in the water and they're going to swim right on over. The whole swim itself takes about 4.5 minutes from start to finish. When I'm sitting on the dock and the ponies get in the water, and when they get to the other side and I hear that crowd just cheer and go crazy, no lie, I cry every time, because it gives me such joy and pleasure to see how these people that have taken their time, their money, their energy to come here to be with us, to show us the support that they give us, and to see them be happy with that. And it's the same way on auction day. When that little girl gets that winning bid to take that pony home, and years later she sends us pictures every year of how the ponies progress and everything, there's no greater joy in my heart than with that. And look, I get goosebumps right now thinking about it, because it just brings us so much pleasure to see these people come here and want to be a part of everything that we do.
Hello, I'm Gary Stites. I am the #1 dealer for Lakota trailers nationwide. Please stop in and see our new facility. Our new facility has a very large display area where we will have up to a dozen trailers inside the building, a very large service center where we can service all your needs. We can take care of your horses as well as your trailer, and show you new trailers also. Please stop in and see us on Interstate 71 south of Columbus, Ohio.
We've seen a lot of cowboys from all over the world and world famous rodeo cowboys, but probably some of the most famous cowboys in the entire world, the best known, are the saltwater cowboys. And they're the ones that bring the ponies on the annual Chincoteague Pony Roundup, and this is one of them. Hunter, tell me what's going to happen tomorrow. How do you guys do this?
Well, what they'll do tomorrow is they'll actually take all the horses from the Southern Corral, which is right there beside the beach, and they'll walk them out through the marsh into it's a pasture out there in the marshlands that the Southern herd grazes on. Now, they'll take them from there on slack tide, which is a period between tides, where the tide's either at its highest or its lowest, and the tide does not move, it doesn't fluctuate any, so it gives the horses a good swim. Now, once this tide is just about to hit, they will bring all of the 150 ponies, plus all the babies, across the marsh to the channel, and across the channel to Chincoteague. This is so special of a feeling. It's traditional and it's passed down, I guess is the best word to say. You know, my grandfather rode for, I don't even know how many years now. When he rode, his horse swam the channel. He swam with the horse. Now we get to ride a barge across. It's changed a lot, but it's still very family oriented.
Tell me your memories of your dad and this island.
Well, pony penning was always very special to him. He got enthusiastic about every aspect of it and worked with the fire company in every which way they needed. But he always came home with stories of a little girl whose dream came true because she had saved her money. She didn't have enough money to bid on the one she wanted, and he would get the crowd going to pass the hat and get enough money to buy that pony for that little girl. So he always was just thrilled when a little girl got to take home her pony.
2,500, 2,425. Anyone else? I've sold it to you at 2,400. Look at that. That's what it's about.
How many years have you been doing this?
About 35.
When you come to this, you look forward to it all year.
Oh, yes, sir.
But I see the expression on your face when these kids are buying horses. It's always good for you, isn't it?
I bought 3 in my lifetime. They're for my children.
You're 82 now, right?
Right.
Tell me the best memory you have of the 35 years of doing this.
When I bought my niece a pony down here.
Tell me about it.
She was 6 years old. And I didn't have any grandkids, so I wanted to have a pony.
Do you realize you're helping to keep a tradition alive for a lot of people?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Right. I like to see a child have a pony. I think they grow up and be kids that don't get in a lot of trouble.
We'll see children as young as 5 and 6 years old that have saved their money over the year from cutting grass or delivering papers or what have you. And they bring their $500 or $600 down, and their parents are going, nah, he's never going to get a pony for $500 or $600. Sometimes they do get ponies for $500 or $600. And to see the children's eyes light up, it's great. This is called Chincoteague Christmas. People that are born and raised on the island that move away for one reason or another, this is when they come home. This is where they come home to, the pony penning event.
What are some of the other events that go on? Because this island is open year-round.
Really, it's something every month of the year that you can come and enjoy. There is a Pirate and Mermaid Festival in August. It's the first time for that festival. That will be down at the Robert Reed Park. We have Chili Chowder Cook-Off in September, sponsored by our fire company, the same organization that is hosting our pony swim and those events. Huge event in October to celebrate the oyster is the Oyster Festival. And that is an event sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, and that's a huge event that the Chamber hosts every year to kind of celebrate the beginning of oyster season. And oysters are certainly a huge component of the lifestyle here in Chincoteague.
Our whole aquaculture industry is a totally green industry. We use no chemicals, no antibiotics or nothing. We depend completely on Mother Nature to feed our animals once we get them out in the water. The nature of the oyster is just a pure filtering machine. It's said that one oyster can do 50 gallons of filtered water a day and just give you a better quality of water throughout the whole Chesapeake Bay and on the seaside.
It's amazing. Let's take a look.
Okay.
You're just a good old farm boy, loves horses, in the shadow of the Chincoteague ponies and all that, but behind you, I see some microscopes and so forth. You do a little scientific work, don't you?
Everything we deal with for the first 2 months, 3 months of this whole thing is microscopic. Look at your clams, your oysters, when they're swimming to make sure they're healthy. The only difference in your coats and my oysters is size. They're both living animals that's going to get bigger.
You have 2 big yellow tanks. How many can you put in there?
We can spawn approximately 20 million in each tank.
20 million
Yes.
in each tank.
In each tank.
And then we're going to go give them a new home.
And then we're going to give them a real home.
But you've bagged up these shells that I thought were worthless, and you're going to fill this with seawater and dump how many larvae?
Probably 6 to 8 million.
They're going to swim around for a week or so and try to pick a new home.
Yes.
They're going to lock on.
Yes.
And then we'll start the whole process over again.
We will take these right on out into the deep water and plant them. And in 2 years, this is what he'll be. He started out as that little speck right there.
Okay.
And now he just keeps putting on. He will continually add to this shell until he gets market size.
Now for this particular oyster in 2 years, would it be raw, steamed?
This will be
breadcrumbs, or how would you do it?
This will be raw, half-shell. The Chincoteague oyster is your best half-shell oyster. It has been said in the world. And most people don't like raw oysters because they didn't have a Chincoteague oyster their first time.
We're at the Chincoteague Pony Roundup. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Stop wasting hay. Save 30 to 40% of hay wasted in traditional ring feeders with hay feeders manufactured by Clinny Pipe Structures. Built with 10-gauge galvanized steel tubing, these durable feeders weighing over 1,000 pounds are the best built and longest lasting feeders on the market today. Free choice hay is the best feeding option for your horse. To limit hay, simply latch the grills upright. They can be crated and shipped all across the U.S. They also carry a long line of portable run-in shelters in other buildings. Clinny Pipe Structures, family owned and operated since 1949.
We know who made that hitch. We know who cut the steel, who milled the ball, and who welded the seams. We know who tested, measured, and checked. We even know who thought the whole thing up. We're B&W. And we know your hitch, because we don't make them halfway around the world. We make them all right here. B&W. Trusted.
Chincoteague Island is another world, isn't it, that the rest of America is missing? Is that fairly accurate?
It is very accurate, and you just described Chincoteague to a T. It's a very much a place that feels like home. You see families come in that are just so thrilled to be here. They're tired of the rat race and tired of the traffic and tired of, just need a break from it. If they live that day to day, they need a break from it. So it's a place to heal. It's a place to rejuvenate. It's a place to relax and just leave all the worries and cares on the other side of the bridge.
I have to say, I really like the Refuge Inn.
Well, thank you very much.
You feel like you're at home when you come through the front door. You feel the family-owned kindness there.
Some of our employees were there when my mother and father were there and ran the motel. And so they're very much a part of our family. And everybody that comes on board there feels that it's not just work, it's a big family.
There are ponies here. Tell me about the ponies that are here.
Well, the ponies that are here are a herd that my father started in the 60s, and they've been here ever since. They were here long before our family was here. He grazed his horses up here.
The room that I'm in overlooks an area, and there's some ponies over there. Are they part of your herd?
Yes, they're all the same herd. My grandfather started it in the early 60s. His main sort of attraction for the Refuge Inn was that he was going to have some of his ponies over there. He credits the success of the hotel to the ponies. People love having the ponies right outside their door. We give kids little tickets for free pony food when they come in, when they check in, and so everybody likes to go out and feed the ponies. They of course know what's up, you know. They see somebody come to the fence, they walk right over. They're like, okay, where's my food?
The pony herds of Chincoteague and Assateague Islands have put these small island vacation destinations on the map. The wild herd kept on Assateague's National Wildlife Refuge is owned and managed by the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company. The annual pony roundup, swim, and auction helps support the fire department and the entire community.
We're allowed to keep up to 150 ponies over there. That's with our permit with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So the auction helps us to keep it at that number. The money goes to buy fire trucks, ambulances. We give scholarships to high school seniors. We help take care of our widows. We sponsor Little League football, baseball. We do our best to give back to the community as much as they give back to us. I am proud to say that after 90 years though, I think we've been doing a lot of things right. We're pretty proud of the way it's gone, and Lord willing, we're going to keep on going.
Thank you for watching this episode of Best of America by Horseback. We have had a great time here seeing these wonderful people, how they care for these ponies in the best traditions, and how these people from all over the country come here to keep going this 90-year-old tradition. Follow and like us on Facebook and visit our website, www.bestofamericabyhorseback.com, and find out where we're going to be. Maybe you can join us on a future show. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom C.